I went on Black Friday and I got the cutest outfits. Like, I'll show you this really quick. It's kind of big, but I don't know if you can see it. It's a sweater.
But I just wanted to say thank you to Angie for taking the time, especially on launch day. And this is like a big day for Angie because she's been, this is her second round doing Transform 20. So she's been in communication with Shaun T. And this has been like a program that she has been super passionate about, especially being a postpartum mom. It's hard sometimes to get motivated. And so when Angie was asked to do this, she was nervous, but at the same time, I think, Angie, you can attest now you're excited about it and you're excited to share with others and show other moms too, because there's a lot of other moms in this group too. It's hard to find the time. So if you can help maybe just share a little bit about your experience with it. And then the biggest part for us is, how do we go about promoting it? How do we go about handling objections? And we talked a little bit too. So
Yeah.
Thank you, Angie.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. This is awesome. It's nice to see everybody. I was like just taking a minute to soak in all of your faces. And I probably know, some of us, obviously, I talk to you guys on a regular basis, but for those of you who I haven't met before officially, I probably know you better than you know me, because I talk to Natalie all the time just about Team Pure Simple Fitness. And, I stalk you guys on social media, and I'm just always looking to see ways that I can help. And so I definitely recognize your names and I recognize some of your faces. And so if we haven't met yet, hello, I am Natalie's coach sponsor. So, and Natalie, it wasn't originally that way. We somehow the stars aligned, right? Because there was I think there was a coach in between us who canceled. And anyways, Natalie was just like a breath of fresh air when she reached out to me and she was interested in building her business. We kind of just developed a relationship from there, and so thankful to have her on the team and you guys. So you guys are all a greater part of Team Dynamite, and we are all a greater part of another team called Platinum Presenters. And so the reason why I mention that is because I want you to know that you always have so many different sources of resources. You have everything with Team Pure Simple Fitness, but don't be afraid to reach outside the box and maybe look inside our Team Dynamite page or teamdynamitecoach.com. You can click on the training tab and then you can type in Dynamite, and that will give you a ton of resources. As a coach, you have access to platinumpresenters.com. And you can have a free account there, and there's a ton of resources there as well. So I really want you guys to just know that not only is there so much support out here for you guys, but there's also a ton of resources. And as a new coach, it can be overwhelming. So sometimes we steer away from that. But I just want you to know that if you have an idea, or there's something that you want to do for your business, chances are it's already been done. And so I'm a huge believer in don't reinvent the wheel. So if you see anything in Team Dynamite you want to use, any of my content, obviously you can share my recent before and after photos. You have to make this work for your lifestyle. You have to keep it fun, and you have to keep it simple, because when it's not simple, we throw it on the wayside. So, but anyway, so I wanted to share a little bit about my journey with Transform 20, and then give you guys some information on how you can utilize that to help your business. So I know that many of you were on the call that we had with Shaun, and that was really, really helpful too. And he's just, his words of encouragement and inspiration are awesome. And that has honestly been one of my favorite parts about the workout. So the workout, as you know, is 20 minutes. It utilizes a step. There's no breaks. And every single workout is different. It's 6 days a week. So you do Monday through Friday. You go through those are the really intense workouts. Saturday is it's like a stretch workout, but it's really an active stretch. You're still going to be doing things like squats and lunges. It's not as intense as the other days. And then Sunday is your rest day. Every single day is a different workout. Days, through all 6 weeks. And that's to prevent boredom. And, real time. So you feel like you're there right with the cast. There's all types of modifications through the workout. There's somebody that has no step, and so they're just doing the moves on the floor. There's somebody that has small risers. There's somebody doing low impact. And I really feel like, while the workouts are intense, anybody can do it, because there's so many different levels of modifications. And so when I first started the program, you know, I was skeptical because, I mean, come on, it's only 20 minutes. And I thought, how am I going to get results in 20-minute workouts, you know, 6 days a week? As Natalie said, I had just had a baby, and I'm a fitness instructor by nature. That's my background. So I was teaching again. I was doing Beachbody workouts. But it's just your typical story. I had the last 10 to 15 pounds that were stuck. I gained over 40 in my pregnancy, and the last 10 to 12, 15 pounds weren't really going anywhere. I had kind of plateaued, and I was like, all right, this is it. You know, I'm 43 now. I just had a baby, so I'm probably always going to be 10 pounds heavier. You know, I'm going to stay on my own journey, and I'm going to do my best, but maybe this is like my new me, you know, because I'm 43 and I just had a baby, and you don't hear about that as much these days. And so I guess I was just, you know, willing to accept it for what it was, and still very healthy. I still find myself fit. So wasn't really expecting the results that I got, but I did decide to commit and went all in, and I followed the program to the T. I'll talk about the nutrition plan in a second. I did not follow the nutrition plan because I'm loving To Be mindset. And Sean said it's perfectly acceptable if you incorporate your own. If you like the containers, use the containers. If you want to follow the Transform 20 nutrition guide, you can do that. Or if you want to do To Be mindset. I was already doing To Be mindset, and it was working for me, so I stayed with that. And so the workouts are tough. I mean, we did them live with Sean every day at 12:30. So I committed every single day, and my husband joined me most days too. And week one, I was like, "Ooh, this is pretty tough." We were really sore. Week two, yep, this is tough. Week three, okay, you know, the workouts aren't getting easier, but at the same time, I'm really not seeing a lot of results. And then lo and behold, once I finished week four, I was like, ugh. Something's happening, like the scale's going down, and, you know, I was starting to get more strength and definition back in my shoulders. And that's when I really started to see results. And that was a huge learning lesson for me, because now we know how our challengers feel, and how frustrated they can get, and how much that they want to give up just after a week or maybe 2 weeks. And, you know, really focusing on my own journey again, really opened my eyes up to, you know, how I can utilize this to help my challengers in the future and help them understand that consistency is key. That's one of the first books we read as a coach, right? The Compound Effect. The small changes that you do consistently over time equal big results. And I think I had forgotten that somewhere. And so this program has been a really, really good reminder for me. So I finished out week 6. I think I lost 7 pounds. I lost 9 inches overall. My goal was to be able to fit in my pre-pregnancy clothes, because I was still wearing maternity pants. I was tired of wearing leggings all the time and sweats. I mean, let's face it, those are comfy. But I just wanted to be able to put on a pair of jeans again comfortably, because I really don't know if a pair of comfortable jeans exist, but as comfortably as possible. And so I was able to get back in my clothes. That was my goal. Now I started round 2 because Sean asked me to test a hybrid workout, which are going to be released as bonus workouts. I don't know when, but there are 2 workouts a week that incorporate weights with the step. And so now Monday, Tuesday, Thursday are the cardio days. Wednesday, Friday, you still utilize the bench, but you also use dumbbells. And that is fun, just to incorporate weights back in, because I stopped weight training. I stopped doing any extra workouts because I really wanted to focus on doing this program in its entirety and keep it true to its design. So my results really have come from 20-minute workouts, 6 days a week. I'm a fitness instructor, so I teach 2 classes a week on top of that. But I didn't do any other workouts. I mean, that was it. And I just kept focusing on To Be mindset. So I'm really, really happy with the progress that I made and the progress that I'm continuing to make. And it really has taught me that there's no excuse. There's no excuse for people who know they want to get healthier or know they need to get healthier but don't have the time. This really opened my eyes. You know, I've always been a cardio junkie in the past, and then when I started weight training consistently. but you use your body weight in this workout. So you might do, a burpee on the step, or you'll do one move where you bring the hands down and you do a push-up and you come back up. So it's a lot of strength training too, using your own body weight. I guarantee that you will leave the workout sweaty and feeling like you got a good workout. And, that's really the goal of the program. So one thing that I'm going to encourage my participants and my challengers to do, if they have time, is just a few minute warm up. Like walk around their room a few circles before they go, because the one thing I will say is as soon as you start, you are out the gate going. And I mean, you're not jumping in the first minute, but the warm-up moves are pretty fast and you get your blood flowing really, really quickly. And so for me, I found like it put me in a better place, even mentally, when I could just walk for a few minutes before I started the workout. But I'm already talking to a lot of people, obviously, who want to work out and don't have time. This is perfect for someone who works during the day and has a 60-minute lunch hour. I mean, even 30 minutes, because you could do fake shower and get back to your desk in 30 minutes if you had to do it. But if you have a 60-minute lunch hour, that's ideal, because you can go find a space, get the 20-minute workout done. You still have plenty of time to change, shower, maybe not wash your hair, eat some food. You're back at your desk in a workout in an hour. So I really think that this is ideal, and I think it's going to be a game changer. The package, the challenge packs come with the step, but of course you have the option of not having the step. So I wanted to address that really quickly. I think in order to get the most effective workout that you can, you need a step. However, if that's going to be a deal breaker for some of your challengers and they're like, I can't afford the whole package and I can't afford the step, well, guess what? Two things. Number one, I just found a very similar step at Target for $30. So that would save them $20. I don't care if they want to go to Target and buy a step for $30 and not buy it from Beachbody. I just want to help them get started. There's also a modifier that doesn't utilize the step. I would say as a last resort, I would recommend that. But I really think that the step is one of the things that makes the workout different and that increases the intensity. So I would strongly recommend using a step. A lot of people have asked me, what if I have a longer step or a different type of step? That's okay too. So I have the Beachbody step, but we also have a Reebok step, and it's longer than the Beachbody step. And so my husband used that and he joined me for some workouts. It is harder because the step is longer, but again, it's better than having no step at all. And if somebody already has a step, there's no sense them really buying a second one. So I wanted to address that for sure. And then I want to show you guys really quickly this is the 6-week transformation tracker. This is a really important tool for you to familiarize with once you get the program, because it tracks everything in here. It tracks your food, it tracks your water, it tracks your Shakeology. It tracks your performance level. It tracks your weight, your transformers, your sleep, I mean, everything. And so I felt like this was a really important tool for me over the past 6 weeks. And if you're familiar with 2B Mindset or you're using 2B Mindset, hopefully you're already familiar with tracking and you know how important that is. And then, of course, nutrition guide, which every program comes with. And like I said, I pulled some of the recipes out of here. And it does have options to use the portion control containers, but I didn't follow this to a T because I'm just loving 2B Mindset right now. And then the last thing I want to talk about really, before I talk about how you can use this for your challenge groups, is don't forget there are 3 phases to this program, and they're separated into 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks is commit, the second 2 weeks is climb, and the third 2 weeks is conquer. And I know that for those of you that were on the call with Sean, he talked about the analogy of the mountain that he climbed on his trip. And that's kind of where he got the process from. And so you truly do go through these phases when you're going through the 6-week program, because the first 2 weeks, you're just like, okay, I got to commit, right? Decide, commit, succeed. That's our whole philosophy. So I just really need to start committing and showing up every single day and pushing play and getting these workouts done. The second phase, once you get to climb, you're like, whew, okay, this is week 3. These workouts are getting a little bit harder. And then, of course, the last 2 weeks, conquer, everything changes and the intensity level definitely goes way up. So the way the workouts are structured is you'll do a series of moves, and then you'll do 30 seconds of what are called recovery taps. I don't know why they're called recovery because they're not recovery, but you're literally just tapping your feet on the bench, tap, 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 tap. And you hold that 30-second recovery move while he shows you what's called the transformer. Your transformer is like a 1-minute power move. And the transformers never change throughout the 6 weeks. So the transformers that you do every Monday are the same throughout all 6 weeks. The transformers you do every Tuesday are the same throughout all 6 weeks. You do 3 transformers per workout. So when you're holding those recovery taps, he shows you the transformer, he tells you to go, and you start the move and you count how many repetitions of that transformer you're doing in 1 minute, and you track it. So like, for example, if let's say it's a burpee on a step, right? That's your first transformer. You're going to count how many you do in a minute, and you're going to immediately write it down. And then when you get to week 2 on Monday and do the transformer again, you want to try to beat the number of repetitions you did the week prior. If that makes sense. So hopefully your transformer repetitions will go up over the 6 weeks because you're getting stronger, you're getting faster, the transformers are easier to do. I'll be totally honest in saying the first week I did not write down any of my transformers. I didn't track any of them because I was like, I'm just trying to figure out the stepping and, get my feet wet, dabble in the program. But once you do track your transformers, then of course that's a good way to compete with yourself and to push yourself to the next level. This also relates really well to our business and how you can utilize this to launch. Because I was thinking about this today. Okay, commit, climb, and conquer. We go through those similar phases when we're a coach. When we first sign up to be a coach, we decide that we're committing to ourselves, right? And we talk about always focusing on our journey first and sharing that. And in order to share that to inspire other people, we have to commit ourselves. We have to commit to our Shakeology every single day, even when we might not feel like drinking it. We have to commit to our workouts and pushing play every day. We have to commit to our meal plan. We have to commit to our team to offer support to one another. Those are all things that we really have to do as a new coach. And we might maybe go out into our warm market and talk to our family and friends about what we're doing and inviting them to join us. And, maybe we have a really kick butt first challenge group because we've got a lot of family and friends and people that we know already. And, people that we're helping and we're excited. And the first challenge group is amazing. And then you decide to run your second challenge group. And guess what? You feel like you've exhausted your warm market. You've talked to everybody that you know already about doing a challenge group. And now you have to meet new people. And you're like, oh, this wasn't as easy as I thought. This is going to require you to climb. We dive into personal development. We lean on the team for support and to connect. And we continue to push to meet people we don't know and invite new people every single day. And we continue to climb, even when it's hard. And then we get to that third phase, that conquer, that's when we start really seeing results in the business. Again, it goes back to that compound effect. So doing those small mundane things every single day that might not seem important or flashy at the time. But as you continue to do those consistently over time, that's when you get results. And so, I don't know, it just kind of hit me when I was, these are stickers that can go on your step that say commit, climb, and conquer. And I was looking at this and I was like, that's funny because we kind of go through these same phases with our business. So I want you to remember that as you start to promote this program and share it with other people that, you might go through these same phases of just launching this program. So maybe, since today is the launch, I don't know how you guys are feeling about the launch. Maybe you're, having great success with it, or maybe you're frustrated, or maybe you're disappointed, or maybe you haven't even talked about it at all. But whatever the case may be, I just really encourage you to commit. Start with the commitment phase, which is you getting what you need, get that VIP access, get the step if you need it, and just focus on committing yourself to the program. And then, of course, they're releasing some of the sneak peek workouts that you'll dabble in December, and then the full program starts January 14th. So if you do nothing else today, or you feel like it's a launch day and, you see all these other people like just going crazy with the program and promoting it and signing up coaches and, getting challengers. And you're like, ugh, that's not me today. That's okay. Just commit yourself, because that's the first phase of the program, is commit. So get yourself ready first for your journey with Transform 20. And then as you continue to move through this next month before the program launches, now once you get your step in, once you start dabbling in those sneak peek workouts, then start to conquer. Go out there, start to invite more people every single day. And as long as you're showing up and you're sharing what you're doing, even if you don't know what the program's about or you haven't seen any clips, get your step in. One of the first things that I did when I got my step, I hadn't done one single workout because they didn't give it to us yet. I took my 6-month-old and I plopped her down next to the step and I took a picture of it, and then I put at the top, "Come on, Mom, it's only 20 minutes. And that picture, when I posted it online, there were so many other moms that were like, "Oh, it's so cute. Your baby's so cute. Oh, you're so right." And so it's just started conversation saying, well, it's true. I have no excuse. I want to be healthier for this new baby that's in our lives that I'm so grateful for. And it's only 20 minutes, so it works out perfectly. She goes in her swing for 20 minutes, and I do the workout right next to her. So just let your journey start to spark conversation with other people. And then once we start January 14th, maybe you don't want to have a group yet, or you don't have a group, but again, you commit yourself, you conquer the program, and you be ready to do it a second time. Because if you don't have a lot of challengers that you invited or that are joining you for the first round, they're going to join you for the second round. Because as long as you're sharing your journey and you're sharing your results, and it doesn't have to be a huge physical transformation. It could be a journey that you share that leads you to the transformation that you finally are committing to workouts 6 days a week, and you've never been able to do that before, but you can now because they're only 20 minutes. And so I think once people start to see that, then you'll notice more people starting to come to you, and when you're excited about it, they'll get excited about it too. So I am really, really happy with this program, and I'm excited for you guys to experience it too, because it really is a game changer for people who say they want to work out, but they don't have time. Let me open it up for questions, and then Nat, if there's anything else that you want me to talk about, let me know. Can they unmute themselves?
Hey, Angie, I have a question. So a lot of my base of people that kind of follow me are big time, like runners, triathletes, things like that. So I know I had asked you before on your stories one time, would you do this running? And you said, kind of like hemmed and hawed about it, but that's the question I'm already getting from people. Mm-hmm. So what should I tell them?
So they're runners.
Yeah.
And do you know why do they want to do the program, or are you encouraging them?
Yeah, they want a little something different to do in the winter months to try to like break up their marathon training and stuff like that, but still be able to get their mileage in. So this would be like, this would be their cross training work.
If there was any program to do to supplement without overtraining, it would definitely be a 20-minute workout. I would just caution anybody who's training for a marathon and like running miles and miles day after day to avoid overtraining.
Right.
That would be my biggest hesitancy.
Okay.
But, there's not a lot of plyometrics. Like there's not a lot of extreme jumping.
Okay.
There is a lot of strength training using your body weight. And so, that would make it a good cross trainer in that aspect. I would just I'm not a runner, but so I can't even imagine running a 5K, but people who train for marathons, like literally run miles and miles on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. So yeah, I would just tell them, listen to their body. Do you run?
Yeah, I'm a marathoner.
Oh. So do you want to do the program too?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit to it.
Yeah.
And I have a half the Saturday that after it starts already. So I have to really kind of watch what I do that week.
Yeah. And that's what I would encourage them. I'm a group exercise instructor by nature. And so I connect with a lot of instructors. And so I get the same thing. Like, I teach 6 classes a week. Can I still do the program? And so we talk about the same thing. Just, listen to your body.
Angie, are you in terms of like targeting, are you I know you're targeting like a certain market, obviously because postpartum mom, that stuff. Do you recommend that our team reach out to maybe current challengers as well as newbies? Like, how are you going about that? Did you like send an email to like all your previous challengers or your fit community, and then you're targeting a certain market for new people, or are you targeting just anyone who wants to jump on? What's your recommendation?
I mean, I'll help anybody who wants to jump on, but I just to give you guys an idea, so I've been a coach for over 10 years, and my husband and I run our coaching business together full-time from home. So like, this is our career, this is our livelihood. And one of the very first things I learned early on is if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. So we're really good at tracking, and that includes tracking people who have said no. So anybody who I've invited in the past that had said, no, not interested, not right now, I reached out to those people too, because especially if their objection in the past was time, I reached out to them first to say, hey, I know we talked before and you were interested, but it wasn't the right time. Hopefully it's the right time now because this is only 20 minutes. So I did that. And then, I have a market of new moms and, people who want to be moms, who want to get fit and healthy so they can conceive. So I reached out to them too. And then, I shared my transformation picture on social media, and, I got a lot from that as well. And I was thinking about that. My husband and I were talking about that because when we were just eating dinner, I was like, how can I really help this team help promote it? Because I've been lucky enough to be able to experience the workouts, and you guys haven't done that yet. And he said, you know what? But it's not about that. It's not about, I haven't experienced the workouts yet, so I can't talk about it. It's really just about sharing your journey in general. Because if I would have posted a before and after photo, even if I didn't say like, this is a new workout coming out, if I just would have posted my journey in general, I still would have gotten interest no matter what program it was. Do you know what I mean? So don't feel like you can't talk about it until you experience it, because as long as you're doing something and you're doing that consistently and you're sharing progress, whether it be physical, whether it be emotional, or any type of benefit that you're getting from your journey, share that, because real people inspire. Remember that. Real people inspire. And so people just want to see that stuff, and that will inspire them to want to join you.
Okay. Thanks, Angie. That's super helpful. So I know a lot of us today, we are a little bit stressed because we felt like we didn't do enough for the launch, but I just shared with the team that, remember, like Angie said, we're all on different paths, and we're probably a little bit behind because we haven't experienced this particular program, but just keep doing your thing. And the more that you talk about it, we've already established some credibility. So hopefully people will, say yes. We're going to get people that say yes when we start to specifically promote this program, and we start to, especially talk about it in our fit community and share the pros when it comes to a 20-minute workout. So
yeah, and oh my gosh, you guys, it's day one. Like, the program's not going anywhere, and it doesn't start until January 14th. So don't feel like, I missed the boat because it's launch day. Like I said, the main thing that you can really focus on right now is committing yourself. And even if you just share that you're excited because you just ordered, or you're committing to a 20-minute workout that starts in January, just share that, and that will attract people to you as well.
Angie, I have a question. A little bit more about the meal plan. I know, and Sean talked about this on his call too, how he really isn't too worried about it in terms of which one you're following. And I know that you were using 2B Mindset. But in terms of like the container, I'm assuming that's built in. Is it more like 80-day obsession with the strictness in terms of how much it's kind of laid out? Or is it just pretty much your typical portion fix?
it's more typical to portion fix, like your veggie list, your fruit list, and then I don't know if you can see the plans with the containers. It's pretty typical. I didn't personally want to focus on it because I'm nursing, and so I didn't want to focus on limiting my portions and impacting my milk supply. So to be mindset, it's all about the plated aspect, but I feel like I can eat more if I want.
But I think that's good. Like, you got amazing results with just following the program. It just shows if you just commit to something, like right. Commit to your fitness, commit to bettering your nutrition. You don't have to be strict with like the nutrition part. And I think that's where people, feel defeated or like they failed and they give up, is when they feel like, oh, I can't commit to the fitness and the nutrition part all at once. So I think that's a good thing, Angie.
Yeah. I did use some of the recipes though, you guys. The recipes are really good. I mean, you might be familiar with some of them, but you can always do that. You're right. You have to make it work for you.
Yeah.
Angie, I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, like, awesome results. I feel like I got you in my head though, being on the elliptical too. So did you do the 20-minute workout and elliptical, or just the 20-minute during that initial 6 weeks? I feel like I see you on your elliptical, like on your phone.
Oh, well, like in my stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be my warm-up. Did you hear it? Sometimes I'll get on just like a few minutes so I can pump the blood before I start.
Okay, but then other than that, and your turbo classes, the 2 days a week, your results you got were from only those 20-minute workouts.
Yeah, I even cut out my lifting because I had a conversation about it with Sean, and I was just trying to get back into lifting, and I love to lift, and I used to be pretty diligent, and I was like, do I lift or do I not lift? And he's like, if you want to lift, lift, but I decided not to, except I just lifted on Sunday. I was like, I miss weights. But yeah, other than that, I just really tried to stay true to it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm if I'm going to use your picture, I just want to make sure I'm advertising that, like, the correct thing. So
yeah.
Cool. Good for you.
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Hey, so are you guys, or I do Instagram and Facebook groups. Do you do a separate Instagram group for people that are just specifically on Instagram? Because everybody's not on both.
I know, that is challenging. I don't think you can do groups on Instagram, can you?
I mean, I've been a part of like group message chats, kind of. So I'm thinking maybe for the people that are just on Instagram, but that's running two groups on two platforms.
Yeah, I would either, let's see, what have I done? I would either encourage someone to ask them if they want to create a Facebook account just for the group, so they can be in the Facebook group, or you could just use the app, the Beachbody Challenger app, if they're not on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole, we could talk about that. We'll talk about how we're going to run it, and if you want to join in with that. But like Angie said, most of the time, all of our groups are run through Facebook or the app.
Okay, cool.
The great thing about the app, if you did use the My Challenge Tracker, is you can basically just copy and paste between your Facebook stuff and there. So if you did have to kind of duplicate it, it's probably pretty easy to do that without a lot of work.
All right, guys, any more questions about Transform 20? All right, well, thank you, Angie. We really appreciate your time. And we're excited that we can say that our mentor had these results. So I think that gives our team even more credibility. So thanks again, Angie, and great job, everyone. I just want to say again, good job for the month of November. You guys really kicked butt, especially with our first flash sale. I was super, super proud of each and every one of you. And shout out to Sarah and Jackie, Success Club 16 and 14, that is huge. So I know there's times that you guys doubt yourselves, I can't even hit Success Club 2. Yes, you can. You've showed it. You did it this month. It means you can do it again. And you guys have inspired, I know, the rest of us too. So good job, guys.
Yay! And Jackie and Sarah, you guys, we're going to do the sneak peek workout. You guys earned the spot for a Transform 20 sneak peek. So we're going to do that on Sunday. So I'll send you the info.
Oh yeah, and a few others on the team did too. So anyone who hit Success Club 5 or more, right, Angie, gets access to that?
Yep.
So
Okay.
is that just for Sunday, or is that link going to be available other days too? I just want to know how to plan.
I'm going to record it, so you'll have access to it after that.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys, thanks again, and have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.